Hello and welcome again to Applicata Biblia. It's a really, this is a really tight shot. It's really uncomfortable. I'm going to put this video under the study playlist because I think this is a very important study tool I'd like to talk about. And basically, when you're looking to historically at the Bible is absolutely an historical document. This is something that a lot of people kind of don't understand. They kind of discount it. And because it's history, there's always questions as to absolute down to the minute times and things like that, which is difficult, if not impossible, for a lot of things this old. And it's important, though, that we are able to see as Christians, and we're able to point at something and say, well, when Jeremiah was around, all of these other kings were happening in the world, and we have all of these historical documents that show this and prove this. This is part of our faith. This is what helps us build up our faith. Now, some of us say, well, I don't need that. Well, some people do. And even more than that, we are all expected to be able to give a defense for our faith. We are expected to do that. We should be able to talk about why it is we believe and how it is, you fill in the blanks for yourself. But for me, I think it's extraordinarily amazing and important that the Bible historically follows so many of the historical secular things that happened in the world over time. And if we can get a tool that shows how these things match up, it's just a great tool. It really is very important in my mind. Now, you might just say, look, I trust God and I don't care what anybody else thinks. Well, that's okay. The problem that I have is people have their own doubts based on lies they have been told. And I feel like if I can help them unravel the lie to see that the scriptures it's a true document, then I've done my part. And I've defended why I have that faith and what they say I shouldn't have faith in. So what is this thing? Well, this is a timeline that has been worked on many, many years by two people. One of them has passed on. His name is Nick Nichols, and his son, Scott Nichols, who have really put in so much time and effort to ferreting out the different issues that other people looking to put timelines together have come across. And I have to say I'm very impressed and I'm very pleased, and I use this so many times. We just did a study. We were several years into the Old Testament, and I reference this timeline quite often because the Jews aren't the only people in the world. There were people all throughout the earth, and especially in that region where the Western world has kind of spinned off from the Roman Empire. And so we and all the things that they influenced. And it's important to see that they're all connected. And the Bible is very much historically connected as well. So what is Scott doing here? He's still doing his work, and he has a channel, and you can see it's called Exploring. I don't know if you can see that or not. I had to turn down the exposure here so we can kind of see the screen. The name of his site on YouTube is Exploring Through the Bible. And I'll leave a link in here to this landing page here, to this specific, it's the years of Josiah. It's a study primer. And he goes through, you can see he's got some great playlists for different times historically and that sort of thing. But more importantly, he has here a free download for the timeline. And it is awesome. Now I've got the beta version up. I think this was a newer version, but I've got the beta version here. I wanted to show everybody. Let's see, where is it? There it is. So I don't know if you can see that or not, but you can see it starts with Adam. Now I'm just going to scroll down through a little bit of this to show you structurally how awesome this thing is. It's just wow. Yeah. Now, maybe you don't get excited over history. That's okay, but I don't either. Technically, I'm not like studying history books all the time or anything like that. But I do because of its importance to even the secular world. I think it's important. This is a very important document. So you can see he starts with Adam, year one, and then he starts going down through the years, and he starts year one with Adam, and that's how he puts it in. He doesn't mess around so much with the, AD or BC and AD and all that, or whatever that is they made up later. He just does it this way, and so everything fits, and then when you get down into Christ and all that, it all fits. And it's really lovely. Let me just scroll really quick through here. You can see right in the beginning that I'm just scrolling really fast. There's not a whole lot going on here, right? 800 years, 900 years, 1,000 years. We just talked about Abraham. And I said Abraham was like 2,000 years before Christ. Let's see how close I am. It's kind of hard to know because this is starting from year one, but that's okay. That doesn't matter. So here's Noah, and the year is 1,456 after creation. And so this is just really cool, so you can find out how long did it take Noah to do all these. Noah's 500th year is in 1,556. That's how down to the detail that this list is. And here's Shem. And then here's Noah here. So let's run through this really quick. Keep going. So here's Terah, right? And when we did our discussion about Abram or Abraham, we talked about Terah. So we know we're getting close to Terah, to Abraham. And here's the promise to Abraham, 2,000 years, 2,000 years after creation. And so we know it's about another 2,000 years before Jesus. This thing is really awesome. And you can see over here, he has all these other notes about Egypt. Here's the promise. There's this famine he talks about in these little spaces. And there's all these little sub-notes that tell you other things that are going on while this important part happens first. And then if you get down into the Kings, here's the time of the judges. He's got little video tours of different things, which he has from his website. It's just a very awesome interactive timeline. So I would suggest that if you ever have these kinds of questions about history and you're wondering what was going on during that time or anything like that, this is what you want, in my opinion. Now, the only thing that you might not like about it is that he doesn't take that leap onto the BC and AD, because BC and AD have a lot of issues with being put together, and this is a lot more concise. So I really want to encourage you to, you can go and look at his site and maybe subscribe to him if you want. I think he's a good brother. He's doing some good work here, and it's really worth a look. And again, I'll put the link to this specific page where you can download this timeline. Thank you. And remember, reading your Bible is awesome, but studying your Bible gets you there. That's where we really start unfolding the greatness of our God. Thanks again. God bless you, and we'll see you next time.